Okay, hey you guys. So we're going to talk about using Skipio for prospects. What does that look like? Okay. So I'm just going to tell you, um, 95% of anybody I've enrolled has come from social media. Okay. So I can definitely tell you what works and what doesn't work. Okay, so there's definitely two different ways that I find that I get people to enroll. Okay, one is that I can get them on my messenger. Okay, and that's my preferred usually, and just kind of start a conversation with them. Okay, and give them some information, and they watch Facebook Lives with me, etc. You guys, live is so powerful because you get to know that person. Okay, so I've heard it time and time again from my customers, like, I know you, like, how did that go? Or, whatever the question is. And they've connected with me on Facebook Lives. And so, but I've enrolled them off of Skipio. Okay, and so, we've got some things in place just because here's the thing I want to know. If I'm putting you on my Skipio, and I only have X amount of people I can put on my Skipio, then I want to know, are you serious? Are you going to take action? Are you going to, read the guides that I've put together? Are you going to answer the questions and have communication with me? Or are you just, I don't know why you're on there. I literally have had people tell me, like, I love all the education, but I'm just not going to purchase. And I'm like, and so what I think that they're doing, honestly, is that they're probably purchasing from another company, or they're purchasing maybe even from doTERRA, and they're just not, they're not going to be honest with me and tell me that. Okay, so, and that's where I have to decide, am I going to leave you on there, or am I going to move you over to my business Facebook page? And you can get that education there. Okay, so you kind of have to decide, like, what path are they on. But for my guys I've enrolled, here's kind of what these messages look like. I typically have a graphic where they opt in. Okay, so, they kind of say, yes, I want the education. Maybe this one in particular is a graphic on sleep, because most people struggle with sleep. I think it says sleep or energy, like, which one do you need? And so it goes through, giving them information. So here's what I find in Skipio, okay? One, you've got to do two things. You've got to talk to them about their need, okay, and what life will look like on the other side, okay? And two, you have to have a conversation with them. Okay, I also want to know, are they downloading stuff? So I'll put together a simple guide that's usually just a Google Doc. I may use PicMonkey and just make a one page that I turn into PDF, and it goes into my Google Drive. Okay, but it's something that they physically have to click on to get that information. Okay, so you can see here, like, here's the first one. It's about sleep. I kind of talk about, like, are you having trouble just getting to sleep? Are you having trouble kind of shutting your brain off? Or you struggle, sleeping all night? And then I put together a really simple, again, just a simple guide that they can download. So I can see if they've downloaded it or not. Okay. And then typically, if they're really interested, they're going to reply back to me on text. Okay, and that's kind of my first indicator that they're serious about this. Okay, so I try to use graphics that when you look at them on Messenger, like, they're going to pop. Okay, so you can see, like, they're getting the guide here, but they're not going to be able to read all of that on their phone. Okay, so then they're going to be able to get that guide in the Messenger, okay, or in Google Docs. So that's the first one. And then I found that I just needed to take them through symptoms. So yes, I'm using the top 10 oils, top 12, because I include Aroma Touch, but it's symptoms, you guys. People don't come to us because they're like, oh, I love peppermint. Tell me all about peppermint. They come to you because they're stressed out, or they need energy, or they are in pain. And so you want to just, kind of go through the typical symptoms. So I cover kind of the top 5. I give them a quick, easy thing to do there. Okay. And then just kind of give them some ideas there. Okay. So I'm educating them, showing them how easy this is. Okay. The third one is aches. Okay. So I tell them, they can add a roller bottle. Here's the thing, you guys. A lot of times they can read that, but they need a visual. Okay. And that's why I love kind of sending them back to a Facebook Live, to a class, whatever that looks like. Okay. But here again, I'm asking them that question. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your pain level? Okay. If they respond to that and they're over a 5, then I know that that's something that we may need to have a few more text messages back and forth. Okay. And that's typically what I do. If Susie Q comes in and says, oh my gosh, my pain level normal is 8, then I will reply back pretty quickly, and say, oh my gosh, I am so sorry. Here, I know how that feels. And so, here's a little bit of my story. Here's how Deep Blue changed my life. And I have a video on Facebook that they can go click on. You can also put that on YouTube. Okay, so you can put it wherever you want. But you guys, they need to hear you at that point. Okay, they need to have some social proof. Okay, so get a few of your customers and really help them see, this is a normal person who had these issues, and here's what they use, and here's what they can do now. Okay, we talk about allergies. I live in Tennessee. A lot of my peeps come from Texas. They have allergies. Okay, so I give them some ideas of things that they can do, that they're dealing with. And I just ask them, like, what symptom are you dealing with the most? And again, you guys, when they respond, they're going to get a response from me. Okay, it becomes an ongoing conversation with us. Okay, I want to get to know them. I want to know, is it you that's having the problems? Is it your kids? Is it a spouse? I mean, people will open up to you if you just ask a question and then don't give a response. Okay, just listen. Just ask a question and listen. And then have that conversation as if you're having that conversation and you're at Starbucks, and you're talking to them there. Okay. And you guys, I have graphics for every single post because they're going to respond to the picture when it pops up on their phone. Okay. And that's super simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. Okay. So then we talk about anxious thoughts. So here's a little bit of a tricky one. You're going to get people who they're kind of past anxious, like, I know we have to be compliant and say anxious. You're going to find people who are dealing with depression, who are dealing with, like, their anxiety levels are way above a 5, way above an 8. Okay. And I find a lot of times this is where they open up. Okay. Asking this question, what, if anything, in your life makes you feel anxious? And I usually get a million answers there. And you guys, again, you just start that conversation with them. I always make sure that they feel like they've been heard. So I will say something like, oh my gosh, like they'll say, my child is addicted to drugs. Like, I actually had a lady say that. And I was like, oh my gosh, that must be so difficult as a mom. How are you handling that? I didn't say, oh, you need this and this and this oil. I didn't say that. She needed to be heard. Okay, and you guys, that's what they want. Okay, so that's just what they want. So just be a good human. As a merge would tell you, be a good human. And then we kind of get into it. Like, what if your family could be healthy? What if they got sick, they could get better quicker? Okay, and I talk about On Guard there. Okay, so And then I asked, like, have you ever missed work or fun due to illness? And a lot of times, the funny thing is, the answer I usually get is they missed a vacation because of being sick, or they had to use all their days for being sick, or their family was sick and didn't get to go on vacation. Okay. I talk a little bit about doTERRA. Why are you not going to run off to Amazon and purchase these, or go online and find a company that's selling frankincense for $8? Okay, so I just simply ask them the question, do you want the best? And I've already become the expert with them because I've already given them a ton of tips, you guys. So we kind of talk that through. If they say yes, I talk a little bit about what our team provides and what they get with us, and that it's important, you guys. I mean, my passion lately has become, it's not just about the oils, it's about who you choose to help you in this process. Because there are a lot of people that sell doTERRA and they just kind of drop their customers off and never provide any support. And that doesn't help them. Does not help them. And they're desperate for help. Okay, so then, in a couple of days they get a text and it just says, we've given a ton of recommendations. Did we miss any symptoms that you want answers for? Okay, and here's kind of where, if I've not gotten any response back from them, then I'm just going to touch base. Okay, here's one of my little tricks on Skipio. I'll tell this to y'all, but I don't say it to them ever. But I can go back in and look and see, did they respond to a question? Did they click on some of the links? If the answer is no, then I'll simply send them a text that says, hey, I just want to touch base. I know life is crazy. People get so busy. Have you had a chance to go through the information I sent you? Okay, I know darn well that they haven't looked at anything. Okay, because it tells me if they clicked a photo. It tells me if they clicked a link. It tells, I know if they've answered any of my questions. And if I don't get a response from that, then I wait a few days and I ask them again, in a different way. Like, I'm not going to ask them in the same exact way. If at that point I'm still not getting a response, they're probably going off my Skipio. Honestly, that's taking up space. Okay, and maybe it's just not that season. So I'll get them over to Facebook, and I will get them on my mini chat so that they can get that information, but not on Skipio. Okay. And then finally, you guys, I just asked them, we have 2 next steps for you. You tell me which one works the best. I mean, we can schedule a time so that we can go over specific needs and you can get specific recommendations. Or if you know what oils you want right now, just let me know and I'll send you a link for that to get started. And you guys, so I use Lisa Zimmer's trifold. Okay, and I screenshot the back side of it where it has all of the kits, and it has, so I send them one text. If they say, no, I'm ready to get started, I send them the text of the screenshot of how to get started, the kits, okay, with a direct link for them to go ahead and get their oils, okay? Don't expect them to look at the trifold, okay? They need a direct link. And I send them a link to the oils. Okay, so I've kind of screenshot that and broken it up a little bit. So, but it works really, really, really well. So for you guys brand new to Skipio, here's the cool thing. Okay, when you get started with all of this, and you're like, ooh, Connie, like, I love, the way that that's done. I just like, I want to know all of that. I can package that for you. Okay. And then it just downloads into your Skipio. Okay. So, we do this monthly. I have people who order monthly the text messages for their customers. Okay. And most of everybody's on the $39 a month. So you get 160 characters, and I think 250 people, and then a certain amount of text. So we try to do twice a month. But like for this one, I have one that's reworded for the 160. So the wording's a little bit different, just because I had to shorten some of them. So I'm wordy. But anyway, it just downloads, and then you go in and you kind of just do all your links. Okay, so easiest way to do that, you guys, it saves you a ton of time. I promise. All you have to do is go in and tweak. It should take you about 30 minutes to tweak that. Okay, but that's prospects. I'm going to do another video for continuing education and for new customers of how that process goes. Okay, so you guys be on the lookout for that. I'll put the link to all three of those, and you can just kind of watch those, but I wanted to keep these short. Okay, guys, thanks for watching.